Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
This is Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme. That's how Daredevil does the Netflix series. When you hear something, it's like,
I don't know what's happening over
it
there.
always looks like a fucking pigeon. Anyway,
We're the podcast that dares to ask. Have you ever watched a movie and said, haven't I seen this before?
I have several times. That's what we're going to talk about today. Introducing a new segment called Same Movie or Nah? Well, we're going to compare two movies and say, is this the same movie or nah?
Nah.
So let's jump right in.
Oh, okay.
First movie.
Yeah.
We talked about it last time.
Okay, good.
Well, depending on when these episodes post, whatever. Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest from 1992. A magical inhabitants of a rainforest fight to save their home, which is threatened by logging and a polluting force of destruction called hexes. I also have the actress in the movie if you want it. I forgot about Christian Slater. You remember Christian Slater?
Was he the main male?
Yeah, I had to have been, right?
Right, because I don't remember the name.
But Robin Williams, Tim Curry, and then Samantha Mathis was, I guess, the fairy.
The fairy.
Yeah.
The Fern of the goalie.
And Avatar from 2009 was Sam Worthington. You remember when we really pushed for Sam Worthington to be a thing?
He was what else did he play?
He was in the Terminator movie.
Yeah.
And Clash of the Titans.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Clash of the Titans. Yeah. You know, he was okay. Sigourney Weaver's in it.
Sigourney Weaver and Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana.
Who are way more interesting to mention than he is.
Who played it doesn't matter. The military guy, the villain.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He's always that guy, though. A paraplegic Marine dispatched to the moon Pandora on a unique mission becomes torn between following his orders and protecting the world he feels is his home.
I'm not unconvinced that James Cameron was just on like a fucking NyQuil Benadryl like trip watching Fern Gully and Pocahontas one weekend and was like, I can fucking do that for a couple billion.
Yeah, come up with your own story. Like, it's the same director for Titanic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the story has to be told. He can't do it on his own. I can't think of anything else he's done.
He did a Terminator, I believe.
Which,
I think.
The first two?
Yikes, hold on. No, yeah, he might have. I'm pretty sure. Now I've got to look it up because I don't want to be that guy. Yeah, first two. And then he did the third Alien, which was rough. It was the roughest of all the aliens.
Oh, well, rough aliens, that happens sometimes.
So he's dabbled in some sci-fi, but like that story is, in fairness, like it's a story as old as time. Like there's gonna be other people that tell this story, but it just felt real Pocahontas / Fern Gully-esque.
Okay, let me ask you this question. If you could watch one of those movies and you had all the time in the world to do so, which movie would you watch?
It's not Avatar ever.
Yeah,
I really disliked it. I know how much people loved it, but like
it was good, but it could have ended like 5 times beforehand.
It was good. It didn't need a sequel. It didn't need an entire little section in Disney. Like
to be fair, it still doesn't have a sequel, does it?
Oh, it's coming. And a fantastic fucking video game.
It's been coming. And that movie came out in 2009.
Yeah, they finally started like production and shit.
It was like the Kingdom Hearts of
movies. 1000%. The Duke Nukem. It's gonna come out. It's gonna just be absolute fucking turd of a fucking movie. But everybody's gonna be like, "Oh God, James Cameron, it was so good."
I like that they were petty enough to re-release it so it would beat Avengers. Anyway, okay, that's what this episode's about. So is it the same movie or not?
No, it's 100% the same movie. It's the same movie as a couple different movies. Like they should be getting royalties off of that movie. But it did so well. I just don't get it. Like, what was it about the movie that people were so enthralled with?
I think it was just really pretty. People are like, you gotta see the visuals. You gotta see the visuals.
Does it have to do a lot with also the fact that like it came out right around the 4K/3D phenomena? Because like I remember selling TVs around when this movie came out. And like I feel like that DVD or that Blu-ray we sold with like every fucking Blu-ray player and TV.
I mean,
like this is gonna be amazing. Watch it.
It was the number one selling movie from 2009 to 20 whenever Endgame came out. So that's fair.
I'm okay without him. Not that we're talking about this, but Zemeckis. I forget how great of a fucking director, whatever he is. I'm never like keen on what the difference between a producer and a director is, but like Robert Zemeckis did some garbage, but then like also came out with some amazing things. Like he did Back to the Future and Forrest Gump, which
Those are two solid.
I talk shit about Forrest Gump, but like is critically known as such a great film. Like I just bring this up because like I watched a little bit about Robert Zemeckis and some of the trials, tribulations he went through for some of his movies and shit. But like I just think it's interesting. Like
now you got that respect.
People are like, yeah, but like people are so on James Cameron's dick, and like I don't know. Like I liked the Terminator movies, but that's it. Thanks.
You may go now.
It wasn't you that did it.
Is he still doing movies?
I don't know. Fucking Avatar 2, bro.
Doesn't matter. That's all the movie.
Avatar 2.
That's what the episode's about. Next set of movies. Ready?
Can we just do a whole episode about how I hate James Cameron?
I mean, again.
Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. 1998, starring Marlon Wayans and David Spade. A real gem called Senseless. A student gets his senses enhanced by an experimental drug, but abuse is not an option. And 2011, with Bradley Cooper, Robert De Niro, and Anna Friel, Limitless. I know this is like a stuff tip.
I just figure you're trying to sniff up Uncle Iroh's tea.
All day with that tea. With the help of a mysterious pill that enables the user to access 100% of his brain's abilities, a struggling writer becomes a financial wizard, but it also puts him in a new world with many dangers. That's the same movie or not?
I'd almost argue, by the way, that this could also be the same movie as How High.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember, but in How High, he gets really high and studies, and the only time he remembers these things is when he's really high. So really, the drug's helping him. But anyways,
right. But what makes that different is
his
their specific drugs worked on everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, they smoked their friend's ashes, and like their friend would show up and give him answers and stuff. I just, like it's.
Why do you remember the plot to How High?
I'm not proud of how many times I've seen that movie. They use
we get it from California.
we use the song "Bicycle" from Queen. It's a great scene in that movie.
There was.
Okay, so Limitless came out first, right?
No.
Sorry, I heard.
Senseless came out in 1998.
Oh,
Limitless came out in 2011.
Oh, wow! They were ahead of the time, and they just didn't know it. Yeah, that's. I mean, the plot sounds identical. The only difference is one's a comedy and one's.
Did you ever see Senseless? Oh man, it is not great.
I imagine.
Because Marlon is a very respected comedian actor, but he's always been kind of a sidekick. This is one of his first individual things, and then David Spade's like his rival, who's also kind of a we'll watch the trailer later together.
That's
So
fair.
you
He
can
is
enjoy
always
the
he is always kind of a sidekick, isn't he?
bask in it.
Except for what was that Robbie movie? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I would say it's the same. I mean, I'm gonna look at the picture of this movie. I mean, it looks,
I tweeted it. That's how I came up with this episode.
yeah.
It got raving likes and retweets. Don't look it up though.
Yeah, no, I mean this is identical, and then not surprising, much done to the was the Waynes involved in like directing it and stuff?
I don't know. I doubt it. Doesn't feel like it. Like, and I say that, but they have like a certain feel to their movies.
Yeah.
This one doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just because much like the other situations that they've had where they essentially got everything taken from them and then ruined. Scary movie.
Yo, that's the story on that shit gets
it's intense and crazy. But anyways, yeah, definitely the same movie. Limitless did it better. Was that had
they did, yeah, they did do it better, but like
I heard really good things about that movie. I never saw it
by default.
Really? Yeah. The Office references it, so you know. And by that I mean they just watch it on their way to the Gettysburg. But
it's the same movie or no?
That's what I had for you. Same movie. Yeah, same movie.
Okay. Next movie. I'm not even gonna give you the summaries for because you remember both of them.
You know what it is? That real quick, just the last one. It's like when you said something, like you were like a pickup line, like, "Hey, yo, girl, your ass looks real nice," and then she doesn't say anything. You're like, I was joking. That would be something somebody mean would say. That's the equivalent of that movie. Those two movies.
Okay, that's fair. All right, I'm not mad at that. Something dinged. I'm trying to find
that's the clip that Clee puts on TikTok, and everybody thinks I'm this fucking asshole now for saying that. But yeah.
What do you mean, man? How do I do that?
Secret experiment gave him super senses. Then came the side effects. That's the tag. That's not even. That's just. Anyways, what's the next two movies?
What did you look up?
It's the fucking tagline for the fucking movie.
Which movie?
Senseless.
Oh.
A secret experiment gave him super senses. Then came the side effects.
There's one part where he looks out the window and goes, and then like it zooms in on some girl's ass and he goes, "Damn." That's all I remember.
I'd rather watch an Orbit.
God, no. No. When a young American boy washes ashore near a village populated by skilled Japanese warriors, they raise the child as one of them and instructs him in the ways of ninjutsu.
This is Beverly Hills Ninja.
It is Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yes!
In 1997. Now, what I put next to that is the Dragon Warrior has a clash against a savage Tai Lung as China's fate hangs in the balance. However, the Dragon Warrior mantle is supposedly mistaken to be bestowed upon a obese panda who is a novice in martial arts. I'm talking Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, no, that's what you're talking. Oh, the whole country of China right now hates you for making that fucking comparison.
From 2008.
Okay.
2008, 1997. This is the same movie or no? How did you really think about it?
Nah. Okay. Here's why.
Okay.
One movie is about an overly confident person that has no business being confident, trying to overthrow, if I remember, a drug lord. I can't remember. Beverly Hill Ninja, I think, was a drug lord who's
I
fighting.
don't know. You wanted to save a girl. That's all I remember.
Yeah, there was a girl involved. And it was very much slapstick comedy that fed into Chris Farley.
Hmm.
Easily could have been done the same exact way for Jack Black, but I feel like Jack Black was actually forced to come out of his normal comfort zone of being overly stupid and be more humble, because I feel like Poe is a more humble character who doesn't feel like he's where he belongs and has to get comfortable with his own skin and become more of a warrior that he didn't believe he could be. In addition, there's fantastic like supporting characters that Beverly Hills Ninja did not.
I didn't say these movies was the same quality.
No.
Well,
I know,
I'm
but like
asking you,
I
is
think
this
that
plot the same?
it's two different journeys for two different, like it's two different journeys. I don't think it's close enough to being the same, because I think it's these warriors are going on two completely different journeys. Had you said Beverly Hills Ninja and Kung Pao, same movie.
Nobody wants to reference Kung Pao. All right. If you say so.
Also, just to let you know, if I didn't say it, China would come down on us with a raging hammer, because that is like a fucking national treasure to them.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna get their masters on us? Look at that one guy.
That's an episode we could post.
I was gonna say I remember you posting that.
Didn't.
Anyway. All right. Next set of movies. 1988, Tom Hanks and Elizabeth Perkins. After wishing to be big, I wonder what the movie is. A teenage boy wakes the next morning to find himself mysteriously in the body of an adult. Ready? 2004, Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo. A girl makes the wish on her 13th birthday and wakes up the next day as a 30-year-old woman. 13 going on 30.
I knew 13 going on 30. I don't know the first one.
Big? With Tom Hanks?
Oh, you said Tom Hanks. I heard Tom Cruise, and I'm like, fuck, what movie is Tom Cruise in?
You heard what you wanted to hear. And then I said, after wishing to be made big.
You say big, and I'm like,
and then I paused and said, and you're like, risky business?
That's what I was like, Tom Cruise. Fuck, like, I don't know. I was looking it up. I had my phone. I'm like, God, what Tom Cruise, Elizabeth Perkins? I don't know. 13 on 30 is 13 going on 30. This is Matthew Broderick, or not Matthew Broderick, Matthew Perry. Isn't that one? No, that was another one. There's another one where Matthew Perry turns into a
17 something.
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick.
Hey, Matthew Broderick's a legend, man.
Just a first name, huh? Just a first name to dream. Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan?
Perry.
I don't know.
I reached Perry like 2 seconds later.
One of them got quick feet. Oh, well, that could be either one.
13 going on 30. Jennifer Garner. I mean, what turns? Is it just a wish that turns 13 going to 30?
After wishing to be, okay, I'll read them side by side. After wishing to be made big, we'll stop there. A girl makes a wish on her 13th birthday. The next sentence is, a teenage boy wakes up the next morning to find himself mysteriously in the body of an adult. And next movie, and wakes up the next day as a 30-year-old woman.
Yeah.
I think big, he got to be 20.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only difference is the ages. Like they have us look at like the idea of a child, in a man's body, and not it be whatever fucking Robin Williams movie that was depressing as fuck. Jack something. What's that movie, man? Fuck. Something Jack. Anyways,
Triple Jack?
No, not Simple Jack. God, why can't I not remember? It might have just been called Jack, but
Yeah,
it was
I think
depressing as fuck.
it was. It's not his fault, man. He got old fast.
Yeah, it was so. I mean, it's
Don't
just
talk about
like
his disabilities.
it's just the idea of like being super young inside of a grown up, or being like a 13-year-old girl inside of a grown up. Yeah, no, I mean it's identical. It's
I was gonna say I'm gonna help you and let you know these are the same.
there's identical movies. I was just trying to think of all the other movies that are basically the exact same.
Gender swap. That's the only difference is that we
Yeah.
gave
Well, and like
the
I
female
said,
lead to the male
it's
lead.
the child wonderment in Tom Hanks. That the piano scene and him being in the toy store and stuff like that. Like obviously, the 13-year-old girl is not like, let's go to Toys R Us.
Well,
He's like, let's go.
I think there's a 1988 and a 2004 that makes that
That's
that
fair.
more of a big difference.
That's very fair. But I was also just trying to think of other movies that did the exact same. I mean, like there's
So many.
it's just a lot.
I have a list of them. Let's go to the next one. Okay. 1999, Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie Ann Moss. When a beautiful stranger leads computer hacker Neo to a forbidden underworld, he discovers the shocking truth. The life he knows is an elaborate deception of an evil cyber intelligence.
I'm so wondering what this movie is the same as. Because I feel like anyways, sorry.
An ordinary Lego constructor thought to be a
Yeah, I was just spit my soda out. Son of a bitch.
Not to be.
Movie.
That's why I waited.
Movie. Jesus Christ.
Prophesied as special, is recruited to join a quest to stop an evil tyrant from gluing the Lego universe into eternal stasis. Matrix versus Lego movie. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How have I never made this comparison before? Yeah, that's the same movie. Like mind-blowingly the same movie. Like there is a real world that exists. He can still be sentient in it, and yeah, like, and within he's a build master, which is basically just the chosen one. Like, fuck, man, that's a good comparison. I never, because you're sitting there saying that, I'm like, man, like,
hey, same movie or not?
It's the same movie, though.
All right then. All right. Next we have
I almost ruined the monitor just now.
Avatar, a paraplegic marine dispatched to the moon. Pandora follows orders or feelings. 1995, Irene Bedard, Mel Gibson, Christian Bale, and Linda Hunt. An English soldier and the daughter of a chief share a romance when English colonists invade 17th century Virginia. Pocahontas.
Yo, Disney, if you want a fucking movie to be doing live action remake of, fucking do this movie, guys.
Fix this one.
Fix it. Do it. Do this one and make it good.
Make Pocahontas. Well, I mean,
no. I just mean like make it good in the same sense that like I don't want that Cinderella remake. That Cinderella remake is rough at best.
Nobody watched the Cinderella remake, man. That was before they knew they were doing remakes.
Give it the full treatment.
I'm so surprised that they put that movie out because I don't remember it doing super well.
And they were like, good marketing.
No, the
Cinderella one.
And then they were like, let's keep doing it.
That
push through.
I think they did a good job with Beauty and the Beast. I know you weren't like a huge fan of it, but I thought
it was good.
It was a good job.
Yeah. You know why? Because I wouldn't mind watching. I wouldn't tell someone to watch one or the other with those, but like Lion King, I'd probably send you to the animated one. Jungle Book, I'd probably send you to the animated one, even though it's a little slower.
Lion King, Jungle Book were misses. I think Christopher Walken's the reason that one's a huge miss for me.
Well, it was a Bill Murray sing. I don't know why.
That's true.
Ever
both to me.
You know what? They took out all the songs. Really, Mulan, terrible. Hate it.
I liked Aladdin. I know you weren't a huge fan.
It was better than
Yeah.
Mulan.
Man. But anyways, you do better, Disney. Go do Pocahontas.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna train and get better. I'm just gonna be naturally gifted at everything. That'll teach people to really try.
That's the superhero meta, man. Fucking Captain Marvel in this bitch. I just have powers now.
Yep. We made a strong girl movie. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, yeah, no, 100% same movie still. It's the colonizing of a quote unquote a colonization of a peoples who has a primitive weapon system, while you have giant militaries and guns, and you don't give a fuck about their land and you only want their resources.
I think if they really did Pocahontas, they'd be dumb enough to cut Colors of the Wind.
They would, man, I hope that, like, I'd almost be okay with them cutting. Well, no, because you know what they did a really good job of? Miko and Flick never talked. Like, she just understood them, which I liked. And I think you could still do that in a live action. You could still have the tree in live action. I think that'd be cool. There's not a lot that I would like change as far as characters go. I think that they just make sure that they don't, sugarcoat the story. I don't know.
Yeah, and we're at a point now where people are willing and ready to accept what really happened in history.
Well, and I think well, I mean, I don't want to get super political on this episode, but I think now is one of the, obviously any time is good, but I think now is a real big time to show representation for Native Americans.
But having said that, they took the movie Splash and covered a butt crack, so I don't know if they're really to tackle the big issues.
They still won't own Song of the South.
Yeah,
it's a whole different world when we tried to repurpose Splash Mountain.
And you can find all Fox movies on Disney Plus except Deadpool.
We'll make the money off it, bitches, but we ain't gonna fucking claim it. All right. Anyways, yep, same movie.
Next set, 2008. Liam Neeson, Maggie Grace, Fam Jensen, chick who played the first Jean Grey. A retired CIA agent travels across Europe and relies on old skills to save his estranged daughter who has been kidnapped while on a trip to Paris. That is 2008's Taken.
Is it compared to Liam Neeson waiting around in bars for...
I know, fucking garbage monster.
Sorry.
After his son is captured in the Great Barrier Reef and taken to Sydney, a timid clownfish sets out on a journey to bring him home. Albert Brooks and Ellen DeGeneres star in 2003's Finding Nemo. That's the same movie or not?
Man, there's a lot of wild differences on it, but there's also similarities.
I just want to know the plot. Just that bare bones plot. This is the same movie or not?
It's the same premise, but the difference is that
What makes it different?
Marlon is wildly useless, whereas like Marlon has to rely on dumb luck and relying on a fish that knows nothing, his sidekick. Whereas Liam Neeson is very specifically built for the situation he's in.
I see two fathers that'll stop at nothing. That's what I see.
There's a couple times I feel like Marlon tried to turn back. So I never saw Taken. I know.
Comment down below how terrible Michael is. He's never seen The Sixth Sense either.
I didn't, and it's been ruined. So what's the fucking point? Did the daughter make any attempt to escape at all.
I don't think in that scenario you have much chances to.
I just like Nemo like made genuine effort to like
Right. Well, they were like, Russians and guns and shit. I put that on the Russians when they were in
He's
Paris.
fighting Darla. Darla's terrifying.
Darla wasn't trying to murder Nemo. She could, but she wasn't trying to. These people were actively selling her for sex and were ready to murder her at a moment's notice.
See, all these situations that Marlin and Nemo are in are self-inflicted. I'm leaning towards they're not the same movie.
You shouldn't have touched that butt.
Never touched the butt. I'm leaning towards they're not the same. Man, it's a very similar.
But both kids went just a little too far from home, and it got the asses snatched.
One's a little different. One feels wildly different than the other.
For fish, it's fucking forever.
Also, he was like gimped.
That's why. That's why they can live in fish tanks with no problem. It's enough space for them.
Do you know the crazy amount? Not that you want to care or want to know about this, but the marine life, marine biology, like conservation efforts went through, like all the effort they had to go through to convince people, hey, don't fucking go buy blue tangs, which is what Dory is, because people were buying blue tangs and clownfish in like overabundance and not really understanding what it took to take care of them.
Yeah.
And then they were just dying left and right.
The same thing happened with a specific breed of turtles, with the Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see that. I think it's too far of a stretch to say that they're the same movie. So I'm going to say nah.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to the comments down below if someone else thinks I'm wrong. It's a great comparison of the two.
Okay. The next set is my favorite because they both came out in 2011.
Cleve hates me because he's like, all of these are the same movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. A guy and a girl try to keep their relationship strictly physical, but it's not long before they learn that they want something more. Now, that is No Strings Attached with Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher. Okay. A young man and a woman decide to take their friendship to the next level without becoming a couple, but soon discover that adding sex only leads to complications.
Friends with benefits.
That is Friends with Benefits with Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake.
You described the first one. I was like, no, it's Mila Kunis. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, that is Natalie Portman in that
Which
one.
I think is funny that Ashton and Mila are both together now, and they both made these movies the same year, but not together.
No, that's
also good for them for being together, but like Mila Kunis lied and she was like 16 when she was on the show. And anyway, yeah, the same movie or no?
That's 100% the same movie, dog. Like,
it works out for her.
You can interchange the fucking actors and actresses, and I wouldn't have fucking known.
When I was doing this list, I had to look it up twice, make sure I didn't put the wrong one. 1996, Mara Wilson and Danny DeVito. This film adaptation of a Roald Dahl work tells the story of Matilda Wormwood, a gifted girl forced to put up with a crude, distant father and mother. This is a 1996 Matilda. Sissy Spacek and John Travolta. Carrie White, a shy, friendless teenage girl who is sheltered by her dominating religious mother, unleashes her telekinetic powers after being humiliated by her class at her senior prom. That is 1976's Carrie.
John Travolta was in Carrie?
Apparently.
Interesting. Yeah, no, never would have made the comparison. 100% the same movie, though.
One of them was just still younger and nicer.
Yeah. No, that's like the same shit that would have happened, just kindergarten version. Like, it was somebody saw Carrie and was like, hey, but like, what if?
Thank God she's still pure.
I don't think that little girl went on to do anything else, by the way.
No, because she's in like several documentaries about how child acting and people are fucked up. Anyway, like I feel
People are
bad.
fucked
Like I
up.
laugh, but like I feel bad. Like she talks about how people were obsessed with her, and then how people were like crazy at her, and then people hated her. The whole thing. However, if Miles got a movie deal, I'd probably take it.
Hollywood kid.
2009, Seth Rogen, Anna Faris, Ray Liotta, Michael Pena. Bipolar mall security guard Ronnie Barnhart is called into action to stop a flasher from turning shopping paradise into their personal peep show. But when Ronnie can't bring the culprit to justice, a surly police detective is recruited to close the case. What I'm going to compare that to is also 2009. When the shopping mall is taken over by a gang of organized crooks, it's up to a mild-mannered security guard to save the day. That I only put Kevin James' name because he should only be responsible for what came out of that, and I don't want to drag anybody's name in the mud. That's Paul
Paul
Blart.
Blart.
Welcome.
Um,
I know you have a great story for it. That's why I teed this up for you. Let's say movie or not.
I can't decide. I've seen it a couple times. If
You seen Paul Blart a couple times?
no, the other one. Why am I blanking on it right now?
Observe
Report.
Report.
Observe and report. I can't decide if it's a good movie or not. I've watched it several times, and I just sometimes I'm like, man, this was funny, and other times I'm like, God, Seth Rogen could have done better. Also, Anna Faris is okay in that one. She does have this weird sex scene with Ray Liotta, so like, good for you, I guess.
I'd take a sex scene with Ray Liotta.
It's absolutely the same movie because they both think that they are way more cool
And
than
just
they
a security
are.
guard.
Yeah. The only difference is the rating. Like, I genuinely think, like, had Paul Blart been a rated R movie, it would have been the same fucking movie.
Had Paul Blart been a rated R movie, I might have been more interested in it.
I don't think that Paul Blart wasn't high the entire time.
Sometimes you gotta get through a movie, man.
Yo, Bob Hoskins, ask him.
Ask John Leguizamo.
Poor Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
We get him to sign me a copy one day.
Just you wait and see.
Just you wait and see. It's gonna be your birthday gift, dog. 1 year. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna snag his ass. He's gonna be in a comic book movie. He's gonna go to a convention, and I'm gonna fucking be there and be like, "Hey, sign this."
Pissed I'd be like if someone showed up with like the one fucking script from one movie I'd never want to talk about again. Like, thanks.
Hey, I paid.
Man.
You sign this now.
You know who I feel like I feel like we need to meet, and we've had opportunities to. Like, I think, we were there together when he walked by us. It was Dante Basco.
Yeah.
We were like standing at the bathroom, and Dante Basco just walks by. My sister's like, "Oh my god!" And he's like,
Because here's the thing, he's like too cool. Like, I don't really think we can fuck with him. You know what I mean? He's just so chill and laid back, like all the time. It's too much pressure.
He's just.
I would feel like I have to force a conversation. I would stumble and you eat, dog? Like
I just want to hear him crow. Anyway. Same movie.
Same movie. Okay. Last movie. But again, one of my favorites because they're both 2013. While on a tour of the White House with his young daughter, a Capitol policeman springs into action to save his child and protect the president from a heavily armed group of paramilitary invaders. That is White House Down with Channing Tatum, Jamie Foxx, and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Secret Service agent Mike Banning finds himself, I can already see you shake your head in the corner of my eye, finds himself trapped inside the White House in the wake of a terrorist attack and works with national security to rescue the president from his kidnappers. That is Olympus Has Fallen with Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman and Aaron Eckhart.
I remember seeing the previews for these movies and being confused. Like, like you get those like times where you're like, okay, like, you get pumped for a movie or whatever. And I remember sitting in the theater and
you got pumped for White House Down Dog?
I remember seeing Olympus Fallen or whatever. And I remember seeing the trailer for it and being like, that looks good. Like turning to the girlfriend at the time. And I'm like, yeah, that looks good. Like we can see that. Like another movie came on, another trailer, and then the next one fucking came on. And I'm like, I swear to God, we just fucking watched this trailer. Like the trailers were cut similar.
My favorite is that just like No Strings Attached in 2011, this came out the same year.
Man, it's so much the same movie. It's almost like is something like, is there some robot that's just saying like, hey, this is what your script should be? Go put that out.
Maybe some guy got rich and sold his script twice.
I would have.
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, man. Like it's so much the same movie that like
it's the perfect meme.
Should be embarrassed.
It's the perfect meme of like, hey, can I copy your homework? You're like, yeah, I would change it a little bit so they don't know.
Like some of these I can and most of these, when you've brought them to me, I'm trying to make an argument to say that they're not the same movie because like I want to give the benefit of the doubt, but there have been some that have been just so
same movie though.
Yeah, no, same movie, dog. Same movie. The movie industry just needs to do better in general. How about that?
They are, man. Remember that movie Free Guy is coming out soon? # not sponsored.
# not Ready Player One. So I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Were these the same movies? Were they not the same movies? What other good examples of the same movie can you come up with?
Yeah, what I miss? I doubt anything. But tell me. I purposely kept off Ants and Bugs Life, just so everybody knows. Don't come at me for that one. Purposely left it off.
Let us know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We come out with episodes every week. If you guys haven't gotten enough of us now, make sure you guys also follow all of our social medias. You guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Patreon, anywhere podcasts are found, YouTube. We're all Friendship Supreme, except for Twitter. It's Friendship Supreme without eyes, because all eyes should be right here on this channel where you can see our beautiful faces and you can see me spit soda everywhere.
YouTube.com/Friendship Supreme
/C/Friendship Supreme for whatever reason. It's to signify the channel.
To be a dick. Got it.
Yeah. YouTube's real dickish. But anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Michael.
This is Cleve, and I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.